guys, welcome to ITS, Information Technology Skills. This is the 10th topic of our C# full course tutorial. So here we're going to discuss for loop and of course, magbibigay tayo ng examples dito sa video natin na to. Okay, so let's start. What is for loop? When you know exactly how many times you want to loop through a block of code. Kapag alam natin kung ilang beses maglo-loop yung code po natin, mas magandang gamitin is the for loop. The syntax for loop is we have the keyword for. Inside the parentheses is yung initialization po natin, semicolon, the condition, semicolon, the iterator. And if the condition is true, it will perform the block of code na nasa loob ng curly bracket po natin. So, to better understand kung paano gumagana yung for loop po natin, let's have yung flowchart po niya. So, first, we have the initialization. Then after that, we're going to test if the condition is true. If the condition is true, it will perform the block of code na nakalagay dun sa curly bracket natin. Then after that, it will perform the iterator. It's either positive or negative. Depende po kung ano yung magiging iterator po natin. Pagkatapos po niya dun sa iterator, babalik po siya dun sa condition to test again if the condition is true. Kapag true po ulit yung condition natin, ito po yung gagawin niya ulit. It will perform the block of code na nasa loob ng curly bracket and again, the iterator, then babalik ulit siya dun sa condition until mag-false po yung condition natin. Once na nag-false po yung condition natin, that's the stop of the loop or the for loop. So, let's have an example. Ask the user to enter a number, then display the number from 0 to the given number. So, let's say we have here a prompt, enter a number, tapos 5. Ang output po is like this, 0 to 5, pababa. So, dito po sa IDLE po natin, copy this code first and I'm explaining kung ano ibig niyang sabihin. So here we have yung prompt po natin, enter a number. So we have console.write para hindi po siya mag-create ng next line kapag nag-input si user ng number. Then we have yung data type natin na int. Then the variable name is number. Ito yung mag-hold ng in-input ni user na number. So int ang data type po niya. That's why we're going to convert that into int32 for converting string to integer. Then of course, we have console.readline. Ito po yung loop po natin. We have the keyword for. Inside the parentheses is yung variable I natin. That is the initialization. The initial value is 0. Bakit 0 po? Para po ma-display yung 0 na gusto ni user. Then we have the condition less than or equal to number. Less than kasi 0 is less than the input number. Then equal kasi gusto nating maabot niya yung in-input ni user na number or gusto nating ma-print yung in-input na number. Then we have the iterator I++ para po mag-increment siya by 1. And inside the curly bracket is yung printing po natin. We have console.writeLine, the current value of I. So let's try. So let's say we have yung prompt natin, enter a number. Sabihin natin, nag-input si user ng 5. Makikita po natin, we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pababa. Then what if ang output naman na gusto ni user is horizontal? Okay, 0 to 5 din po siya pero horizontal naman. Dito sa code natin, ang papalitan lang po natin is itong part na to. Magiging console.write na lang po siya para hindi siya mag-next line. Then of course, mag-space na lang po tayo. Mag-concatenate tayo dyan ng space. So yan lang po ilalagay natin na code. So again, we have the prompt, enter a number. Sabihin natin 5 ulit. Ang output na po ngayon is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, horizontal. Then what if, ang gusto naman user is mag-start siya ng 5, yung in-input niya na number, hanggang 0. To do that, guys, of course, we need to change the initialization. Okay? Yung initialization ng I po natin or the initial value ng I natin starts dun sa in-input ni user na number. Okay? So, dahil napalitan natin yung initialization or the initial value of I, papalitan din po natin yung condition natin. Ang condition natin ngayon is greater than or equal to 0. Bakit greater than? Kasi yung in-input ni user na number is mas malaki sa 0, then equal to 0 para po ma-print natin hanggang 0. And of course, papalitan din po natin yung iterator natin ng minus minus. So, let's try. Let's say, nag-input si user ng 5. The output is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Then let's try another problem. Write a program that displays the factorial of a given number. So we have here the prompt, enter a number. Let's say 7 ang in-input ni user. Then the factorial is 5040. Factorial is the product of all numbers from 1 hanggang dun sa in-input ni user na number. So, dito sa code natin, tanggalin na po muna natin tong unang loop natin. Then, i-retain natin tong first two line of codes para dun sa input ni user na number. Then, copy this code first and I'm explaining kung ano ibig niyang sabihin. So, ito yung dinagdag natin guys. We have yung variable natin na prod that is integer. Then, the initial value is yung in-input user na number. Then, yung for loop natin, we have the variable I. Let's change this into 1. Kasi kapag binultiply na natin yung number by 0, that is automatic 0. So, ayaw po natin na mag-0 po yung prod po natin. So, 1 po ang initial value natin sa I. Then, the condition is less than the number. So, hanggang 6 lang po. Let's say 7 ang in-input user. Hanggang 6 lang po. Bakit? Kasi the product is yung in-input na po ni user na number. So, we don't need na i-multiply pa siya sa sarili po niya. Then, we have yung iterator natin na I++ para mag-move po siya or mag-increment siya by 1. Then, inside the parenthesis is product times the current value of I. Then after the loop, we're going to display the value of the factorial. So meron lang tayo ng prompt natin na factorial, then concatenation, then yung na-compute po natin na product. Let's try. So let's say ang input ni user is 7. Makikita po natin that factorial is 5,040. Then what if ganito naman ang gusto ni user na output? Meron siyang 1 times 2 times 3 times 4 times 5 times 6 times 7 equals yung value po na na-compute natin sa product. To do that guys, edit lang natin ng konti tong code natin na to. Meron tayong idadagdag dito sa loob ng for loop po natin. So mag-console.write tayo dyan para ma-print natin yung current value ng I and of course yung times po natin. So, we have console.write, the current value of I, concatenation, then yung string lang po natin na times. Okay, let's try to run this one. Let's say 7. Makikita po natin na display naman po siya. Then here, makikita natin 6 times. Wala po yung 7. Tapos yung na-compute natin na factorial. Okay? So, to do that, para po mailagay natin yung 7 po natin, palitan lang natin tong console.write natin dito sa baba. Ang ilalagay po natin is yung number na in-input ni user. So, we have here number. Concatenate lang natin yung equal sign. Then, let's try kung mag-display na po yung output. So, let's say 7 ulit ang in-input ni user. Pag-press natin ng enter, makikita na po natin na meron tayong 7 equals to the value of the product or the factorial na na-compute po natin. Then, what if ganito naman ang gusto ni user na output? Kung makikita natin, we have different patterns that we can perform using for loop. So for this one guys, we're going to create a separate video about this. So don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more tutorial videos. Bye!